Good evening, my non-existent viewers. This is the August 2024 Skizzo Rambling. I'm kind of breaking the rules, though, on this Skizzo Rambling. It's currently 9:41 on Wednesday, July 31st. I know this is supposed to be the August Skizzo Rambling, but here's the thing. I'm picking up my mom from the airport tomorrow night. I get off work tomorrow at 7:30-ish. And then 2 hours after that, I have to head over to the airport and pick up my mom from Newark. So, because she flies to and from Newark quite a bit for United Airlines job. And the last Skizzo Rambling I did back on July 1st, I don't know what got into me. That Skizzo Rambling, I had an AM shift that day. So my AM shifts at Dogtopia, they start at 6:50 and they go until 12:30, more or less. Which, I mean, waking up super early sucks, but hey, at least I had the rest of the day to myself. As I went to the gym after that, and I think I got home at 3 to 4-ish. I took a shower, I did some meditation, stuff like that. And then, to get ready for that Skizzo Rambling, I decided to rewatch a few of my other Skizzo Ramblings and a few other videos to, know what I want to talk about for the July Skizzo Rambling. But then, I ate some food, and I took a nap. I woke up 2 hours later, and then I watched another video, took another nap, and before I knew it, it was 11 p.m. and I was like, "The fuck just happened? What am I doing?" So yeah, I didn't want to make the same mistake with this one because if I were to record this on actually on August 1st. I wouldn't, because I'll be picking up my mom from the airport, and then after we're probably gonna get dinner or something like that, and I won't be able to get home until midnight or something, depending on how things go, of course. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna record this on July 31st, and then maybe edit it tomorrow and just upload it tomorrow, or edit it tonight. I'll record this video, edit it tonight, and just schedule it to go up tomorrow at 4 p.m. or something like that. So it could actually be on August 1st. Anyways, oh boy, July was a really hectic month this year. And I wanted to say, give a special thanks to everyone who voted in my Would You Rather Wednesday poll that I did last week about, because I'm seeing Green Day again on Monday. This is going to be my third time seeing them in concert. And it's so crazy, the long-awaited Saviors tour. But yeah, for my August Skizzo Rambling, I saw Longlegs last night on Discount Tuesday, and so my friend Eric and I, we did our spoiler-free review for Deadpool and Wolverine, on the 28th, the Sunday, and I actually saw Deadpool and Wolverine twice. I went on a date the next day, on July 29th, and she's watching this video now, she knows who she is, and yeah, and I saw it twice in the theaters, and I didn't really have a singular most anticipated movie of 2024. But out of all the summer films that came out this year, Deadpool and Wolverine was definitely at the top of my most anticipated summer release. So I figured, okay, I saw it twice in the theaters. I almost never see movies twice in the theaters, but for her sake, I figured it was worth seeing it a second time in theaters, because I think as of now, it's my favorite movie of 2024. But before we get into my spoiler talk for Deadpool and Wolverine, I really just wanted to give my very just bite-sized, straight to the point mini review for Longlegs. I'm just gonna say this right off the bat, it gets a 7 out of 9 stars. It is a really likable film. It's a horror film with Nicolas Cage and what's her face, Micah, let me just what's her last name? Gubby. Long legs. I got long legs. My leg. I'm just looking it up right now. Oh no. Oh, here it is. Micah Monroe. Oh my gosh, of course. Her last name is Monroe. Yeah, it's a horror film with Micah Monroe. She plays FBI agent, and she's tracking this psychotic devil worshiper who kills people named Longlegs, who's played by the one and only Nicolas Cage. Yeah, this film was really creepy. Like, it's been out for a few weeks now. I was gonna make a proper like movie review for this film. It was playing at 8:15 at the Cinemark theater in my area, and but by the time I drove to the theater, it was already the theater was so packed. Everybody wanted to get out of the house and see a movie on Discount Tuesday. It was really close to the film's runtime. I was gonna record. I've been doing my movie reviews for the past year now, just recording hey, my expectations and my just giving my quick intro before jumping into the movie, and then doing the actual review itself in my house. I was gonna make a proper review like that, but I just didn't really have the time for it. And last night I got home, I was really late, and I was just way too exhausted to make a proper review for it. So I'm just gonna talk about it right here. The film's cinematography is really spot on. Nicolas Cage is so known for overacting. You guys have seen all the memes, the freaking memes surrounding Nicolas Cage. Oh no, the bees, the bees, the bees. The Wicker Man. That movie is so bad. It's so bad, it's good. I just Nicolas Cage, say whatever you want about him as an actor, as a person, but he's a national treasure. Oh my gosh, that pun was so not intended, I swear. But yeah, the movie was super creepy, and it really made you think. I feel it's one of those films that you have to watch more than once to really understand it. So if you're looking for a film to watch with your friends this October when Halloween is around the corner, I definitely say give Long Legs a shot. Like I said, 7 out of 9 stars. Very likable film. Anyways, I think it's time to discuss the spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine. And this film, obviously, because I've been back home in New Jersey for almost a year now, my friend Casey from CSU, I wonder if I can, I'm gonna try giving him a phone, a call on Snapchat to see if he can, just out of the blue, see if he can join us for this video, because we became friends. He was a freshman, I was a sophomore at CSU, and the day we first met, we were both wearing Deadpool shirts. And we hit it off just instantly because of that. And a week later, we went to the Rocky Mountain Showdown together, and his car's engine exploded on our drive back. So we had to take a tow truck back to his parents' house and drive his mom's SUV back to CSU. And yeah, he's been in after that, he's appeared in quite a few of my videos from that until my graduation from CSU ever since. So I wanted we went to the Hella Mega tour together. August of 2021 when Green Day toured with Fall Out Boy and Weezer. That was such a great concert. Holy cow. Again, that's this coming Monday is my third time seeing Green Day in concert. So I'm going to see if I can get a hold of him right now. Alright, let's see. Again, if he can't make it, no worries. I just want to ask him if he's seen Deadpool and Wolverine yet, and if he wants to join us for a spoiler talk. It's almost 8 o'clock in Colorado right now. Ah, darn. Okay, he's probably not available. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I just, discussing spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine, one thing I really neglected to talk about in my spoiler-free review with Eric back on Sunday was the soundtrack. This movie had such a fire soundtrack. You guys have seen the trailer, right? With Madonna's Like a Prayer used in the trailer, and that movie appears. That song appears at the end of the film when a nice pool, the super friendly Deadpool, appears, and the OG Deadpool uses him as a meat shield to all the other Deadpools that show up. Deadpool core, and then they'll just open fire, and his head explodes, and he can't regenerate, so he's just dead. And Wolverine's if it means I get to kill 100 of you, absolutely, let's do this. And that song starts playing to all the super bloody carnage, but of course all the other Deadpools start regenerating. There's so many different types of Deadpools that that appear. I heard this one rumor that one of the Deadpools was the female Deadpool, the blonde hair, is played by Taylor Swift. Which I hear that was just a rumor. That's probably not true. And apparently, Eric and I talked about Dogpool and how apparently it's Ryan Reynolds' actual dog. Apparently that's not the case. dog pool from someone Teresa, my friend Emeren's girlfriend, commented that on my spoiler-free review. So shout out to Teresa, by the way, and Emeren, of course. And so that's not Ryan Reynolds' actual dog. I mean, dog pool is like, she's so ugly that she's cute. That's the best way I can describe it. Like, I've never because I've been working with dogs for basically, I've been going back and forth, working at dog daycares and zoo internships for the past 3.5 years of my life at this point. That's crazy. This July, it marks this July, it's been 2 years since I quit my old job, my old Dogtopia in Fort Collins, and left Fort Collins to be an intern at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo that fall. So I'm coming at my 2-year anniversary of that internship starting, and right after I left for Nebraska, and then then after that, last year I was at the Utica Zoo, and my anniversary of that internship ending and me coming back home to New Jersey, it's almost been a year ago. Jeez, 12 months. The past year or two has just flown by so fast. I can't tell if it's gone by really fast or really slow. But yeah, I've never seen a dog that's super duper ugly. I've never been ugh, I don't like looking at that dog. Excuse me, I had to drink some cranberry juice. But yeah, I definitely have met my fair share of dogs, and there's other animals out there too that are just so ugly that they're cute. Where it's oh, they're so wrinkly, or there's not enough hair on them, or their tongue is sticking out, and their eyes are too buggy, but it's you love them for that reason. And yeah, apparently Deadpool 4 is not happening. Apparently Ryan Reynolds has confirmed that, so unfortunately I'll never get my buddy cop comedy between him and Wolverine and Spider-Man. Darn. That would be so epic if he did. I am kind of looking forward to the upcoming Venom film, though, the third film in the Venom franchise. That should be interesting. But anyways, I love there's so many just great moments. Stick around for the credits. With the Chris Evans playing Torch in this movie, and how Deadpool is just oh, he called you, he tells what's her face, the bald lady, hey, he called you all these horrible things, and he's denying it at first, and she just melts him to a crisp. But apparently he was at the end of the film, the end of the credits, oh, everyone's saying that I threw Chris Evans under the bus. Well, check this out, and it's just him cursing her out to the security cameras. And yeah, there you go. It's who knew it's the episode of SpongeBob where Mr. Krabs is falls in love with Mrs. Puff. But he's so torn between her and his money, and SpongeBob is spending all Mr. Krabs' money. He gets mad at SpongeBob for it. The episode ends with SpongeBob quote unquote cursing out Mr. Krabs. What? Mr. Krabs, wallet! He storms off, and you see Mr. Krabs' jaw just hit the floor. And Mrs. Puff being oh, I didn't know SpongeBob knew such colorful vocabulary. And yet, that's just how it felt with Chris Evans, because Chris Evans plays Captain America, and Captain America is known to be language at the other superheroes, but then in Endgame he curses just a little bit more. In this film, he's not even playing Captain America in this film, and yet he's just cursing and cursing and cursing at this female supervillain with no hair. Oh my goodness, that scene was that end credit scene was just so hilarious. And again, the soundtrack, it's this film had it featured Like a Prayer, it had Google Dolls with Iris, and it had Good Riddance by Green Day in the credits. I'm gonna be seeing that song live pretty soon for the third time. It's I guess it was their farewell to Fox Studios now that Disney's bought it. And yes, we all burst out laughing hysterically in the theater when you see Deadpool, you see 21st Century Fox's logo just buried in the sand. And they showcase all the behind the scenes footage of the X-Men films, and it's something unpredictable, but in the end there's right. I hope you had the time of your life. Which it's funny because all that and Waking Up When September Ends are the two most misunderstood Green Day songs. Not enough people know this. Good Riddance is actually a breakup song. Their lead singer Billy Joe Armstrong wrote it for his then girlfriend who dumped him so she could move to Bolivia or some South American country like that. Yeah, it's not about graduation or ceremony or weddings or funerals or any of that stuff, but not in the band minds. And yeah, like there's AC/DC, just a lot of like just needle drops. And I said in the review, and I'll say it again here: what has been seen cannot be unseen. I knew that like Deadpool is known for being super bloody and violent, but I did not expect there to be so much like castration or people getting stabbed in their unmentionable regions, so to speak. Like at the start of the film, when he digs up Logan's like dead body and he finds his skeleton, like decides to use his bones as like weapons. Again, this is how you do an R-rated comic book adaptation properly: is you find creative and clever ways to have like blood and violence and like profanity and F words and stuff like that. You don't just shoehorn that stuff into like, you don't do what Hellboy 2019 did, where you just shoehorn those things like every scene, like a preteen trying to be edgy or something. Like you see like the bones like spelling out like the director's names and like starring this person as like Deadpool's like smashing their bones on top of their heads and everything, and like he like, and Deadpool like stabs himself with the Wolverine claws by accident, and he's like, oh, Wolverining is hard. And it's just it's very the whole opening scene, like the first act of the movie, is just so clever. I love to see that happen. And cinematography was very on point as well. And like the whole multiverse, it's funny because Deadpool is just like at the end of the movie, he's like, oh, Wizard of Oz did the whole multiverse at best. Like it's just been miss after miss after miss, because of course they're gonna use the multiverse to bring like Wolverine back to life, which I just saw a meme about, like how Logan and like Iron Man's like respective death scenes, like Iron Man dying in Endgame and Logan dying in Logan, is just meaningless now that like those two respective actors have been brought back for their respective franchises. But again, this is like a different Wolverine where he's been disgraced because all of his like X-Men comrades were killed in a brutal like fire while he was getting drunk at a bar. Logan's kind of known for drinking. I love how they brought back X-23 for like this film, because like it's so weird seeing that actress now. She's like, that movie was like 7 years old now. Like, oh my goodness. Like Logan is probably like I didn't put it as my favorite movie 2017, but if I haven't watched any of the films I put like in my list of best movies of 2017 in years, actually. But if I were to rewatch all of them, I probably would bump up Logan to like my top 2 at least. Logan, because I really, my knowledge of the whole X-Men franchise, I'll admit, it's kind of cursory at best. Like, I don't know, as a kid, I just never really took the initiative to like watch the X-Men films. I didn't even see Logan in theaters back in 2017. But I was told by like, one of my subscribers, like, oh, Logan's really more of a standalone movie. You don't really need to watch the other X-Men films to know what's going on. So that's why I watched it. For my 100th movie review, I remember doing that my freshman year at CSU. I watched Logan just like in my dorm, and like, and I decided to make my review for that. That movie it's like 7 years old, 7.5 years old at this point. Jeez. That's a classic at this point. And of course, they brought back Jennifer Garner as Elektra and Wesley Snipes as Blade, and Channing Tatum as Gambit. And it's so funny seeing Channing Tatum in this film. I love Channing Tatum. He's one of my favorite actors. I have a bit of a confession to make. I still haven't seen the first 2 Blade films with Wesley Snipes, but obviously Deadpool and Wolverine definitely made me want to do so. And I love seeing them all together, like in the log cabin scene, like X-23, like, talking to Logan while they're hanging out, while he's like drinking the Jim Beam by the campfire, she talks him into like joining them on this quest to face like Patrick Stewart's evil bald twin. And yeah, again, just the action scene was just so phenomenal with like with Deadpool and Wolverine jumping through like the Doctor Strange portal, and then they go back into like the other timeline, and like with and the Deadpool core shows up, and the whole bloody carnage just keeps ensuing and everything. And they made a little jab to like the Avengers after they kill I know she has a name, I keep forgetting what it is, Patrick Stewart's evil twin, who cares. And like and they save the day, and the whole like antimatter like shindig they pull off, and Deadpool's like, oh, shawarma, yeah, I could eat. And they get shawarma, at the end of the film, and it was and that just other thing. I feel like there's so much. I feel like I keep going like back into circles about this film with Deadpool and Wolverine. And like I said, as of now, it's my favorite movie of 2024, and we'll see. Well, we still got like a little less than half there to go. We'll see if that changes. If there's like, now that we're halfway through my September Skizzo rambling. All right, I think I'm just gonna conclude the Deadpool and Wolverine spoiler talk right here, and just like go over like channel updates for the rest of this video. I wonder if, like, because, like I said, this upcoming Skizzo Rambling, I was originally planning on making it, like, the Green Day concert discussion. Like, I'll bring my, like, cell phone with me to the show, obviously. I'm not gonna film a whole concert, just, like, bits and pieces of Green Day playing, as well as, like, Rancid and Smashing Pumpkins and the Lindas. I'll be seeing, they're all touring together. And I think my original plan for September Skizzo Rambling was to, like, just talk about the concert, as well as, like, rank all the films, like, all the summer 2024 films from worst to best. I've decided not to do that anymore. I think I'm gonna be moving out of Melbourne again pretty soon. After being back home for almost a year at this point, it's been fun. It really has been, being back home, living at my dad's house and being reunited with him and my sister and her boyfriend, and of course, Danny and Shane and Joe and Eric, and all my old friends from from growing up here in New Jersey, as well as making some new ones and working at Dogtopia and seeing Dragon Force in concert and like making new friends along the way, and all the great stuff that's happened within the past year. Like, seriously, I wouldn't change it for the world, but it's like the ending in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 when like Drax and Mantis tell Star-Lord that, hey, life is a whole bunch of ponds. Why don't you just pick a pond, like learn how to swim? And that's what Star-Lord does. At the end of that movie, he goes back to Earth and like reunites with his grandfather, and that's kind of like what I did with being back home with my dad. Well, I think after swimming in this pond for the past soon to be 12 months, I think it's about time I jump again, because I landed a new job somewhere, and I'm not gonna spoil what that is, but sometime probably in September, I'm gonna be moving. I'm gonna be quitting my current job at Dogtopia pretty soon and moving again for my next big adventure. You guys will see what that is here, but like, if I don't make my September Skizzo Rambling on September 1st, like, my apologies in advance. You guys will understand why. Like, if I'm not uploading much for the rest of, for the next like 4 to 8 weeks, I just want to apologize right now. I still plan on making, my summer food themed video, which you guys will see what that is. Because I've been doing that like every summer that I've been making YouTube videos ever since like 2014. So hey, tradition dictates, I gotta make that video. Actually, I might make it a live stream this year, which again, you guys will see what I mean when we get there. Yeah, I feel like the rest of my life is approaching. I turned 26 this October, and I'm gonna make like another top 9 week. I'm gonna start doing that both in January, for my like top 9 favorite movies of 2024, and of course my worst movies of 2024 list and all that jazz. And I'm gonna start doing top 9 lists at the start of every October, leading from like October 1st until like my YouTube channel's anniversary on October 7th. And yeah, like, well, but I feel like this change that's me getting a new job pretty soon, it's been very abrupt. And honestly, after having a job at Liberty Science Center back in September and having like 8 other interviews for other jobs since then, I feel I finally have landed something really special. And like, guys, I'm not going to fuck this up, like, for real. And again, being back home in New Jersey, it's been really great. It truly has been. But like I've said it before, I hate to sound like a broke record because I've been saying it quite a few of my videos I've made in the past, like, almost 3 years. I've graduated from CSU. I didn't get a bachelor's degree at CSU just to, like, work at minimum wage dog daycare jobs for the rest of my life. Like, I have, like, I studied English and zoology. Like, I want to have, like, a zoo career and also a fantasy writing career. That's what I've wanted for as long as I can remember. And I'm finally, like, it's finally time that, like, maybe this, for all I know, that this upcoming thing could be the biggest and best thing I could ask for. We'll see what happens, but it's gonna be a fantastic ride, and I know it. But, yeah, I mean, these skizzo ramblings, if there's an ideal length that you guys would like these rambling videos to go on for, like, do you want, like, I think this video is going to be a little, just a smidge, like 20 to 30 minutes long. Like, do you like it at 20 to 30 minutes, or less than 20 minutes, or 30 plus minutes, 40 plus minutes? I think the longest one I've ever done is like over an hour. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to make these videos longer than 2 hours. Like, nah, that's like a freaking movie right there. Like, maybe not that, but if there's a certain, like, length you like these skizzo ramblings to be, just let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, that's about it. If you guys made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, wishing everyone not just a great August, but just like a really great rest of the year. 2024, I mean, we'll see how shit plays out. With this, my gosh. I'm gonna make, I know that my November 2024 skizzo rambling, I'm just gonna warn you guys just now, it is gonna be, not November 1st, it is gonna be like a post-election day skizzo rambling where I will get pretty political, so just warning you guys in advance, if you're not in the headspace for that, that's totally okay, feel free to skip it. But yeah, I have a great feeling for the rest of this year, and I hope you guys do as well, so stay beastly.